Hey there, everybody. We're back for a Lorcana update. Lorcana, I don't know. I will figure it out. But I'm so intrigued by this game. I'm joined once again by Andy that I think we're going to make this a semi-regular, kind of update as this game approaches launch a year from now. So for all my dead CCG guys out there, just skip this video. It's okay. We're just trying some new stuff here. And I think this is going to be a fun new IP that I think we're both pretty excited about. So Andy, what's happened in the last week since we made a video? So this came out a week ago, and what's going on?
Yeah, sure. So what I noticed was the first day of the D23 Expo, right after, I guess, the entrance gates opened, however they got into that whole
They let the
war.
masses out of their cages, and they just
Yeah,
pile in, right?
exactly. I guess people made a beeline for wherever they were handing this out. I'm assuming there was like a Lorcana table distributor vendor, because it's all Disney. So wherever they were handing it out, and started buying it. And the first person listed it for like $300, snapped up in like 1 second of being listed. And then another person and another person, and another person. It started going from like 3 to like 350, 4, 5, 6. And maybe after like, I don't know, a couple of hours, it was starting to be like 1,500, 2,000. There's some guy that's trying to sell it for like $5,000. And
I'm literally looking at eBay right now. I'm just gonna screen share the $5,000 listing.
and I don't think it'll sell for $5,000, but the very first day it was a little bit of the Wild West there, and that's because there was only 300 of these made or out for sale. This retail for $50 on each day of the expo. So there's a total of 900 of these in existence, which, I mean, if we're talking about collectibles, that's a pretty nice number.
Especially the size of the Disney IP, right? That's a huge, huge audience with only 900, right? That's
I mean, there
truly
was,
very
there was
limited.
what, like five for 9,000, 10,000 people that went to D23 Expo. I might even be off by like an order of magnitude of attendees. Like Gen Con gets like $70,000 or 70,000 attendees. So who knows how many were at D23, but 900 is very few of this. So, that's really what attracts me to this as a collectible, is that it is extremely rare. And
At least at this current moment, in
this
this
current moment,
moment on September 15th or 16th, whatever, it is rare. There
yeah,
could be more.
there could be more, except these ones are stamped D23 Expo, which, I mean, that's a limited release product. They also have a first edition stamp, which, maybe the actual card game, when it gets launched a year from now, will have a first edition stamp, and then there'll be like a revised or unlimited version of it that comes out later if it sells really well. But they're not going to re-release the ones with D23 stamps. So there's 900 of these, and that's it. And considering the size of the fan base and the collectors that collect Disney stuff, that's just nothing. That's such a minuscule number. But anyway, over the first day, there started to be a lot of the sets getting sold. And then, kind of later in the day, it was the Mickey Mouse promo card that was getting sold.
Which I understand there's more of the promo. There's more of the Mickey Mouse, right, out there, just a lot more.
Yes. Anybody who waited in line to get it, like, I guess they have, I don't know if you've been to a convention where there will be a person who's like last in line, and they'll have like a sign that says like, I'm the last in line. And part of it is they have to turn people away from behind them by saying, I'm the last in line for a specific exclusive item or something. So there was like a last in line, but anybody who waited in line got a copy of it, and there were more copies than 900.
Yeah.
So, but that card started getting posted as well, and it came with like 2 little pins that you get. Again, kind of, if you're into it for CCGs and TCGs and card gaming, the pin is completely useless. It's just paraphernalia. But If you're a Disney collector, you want to do Disney stuff, you love Mickey Mouse, it's got Mickey's face on it, you're going to want the pin. So anyway, also started getting posted, and it was like 100, 150, 200, 250. And it got up to like $600-700 after the first day. As more supply entered the market on Saturday and Sunday last weekend, the prices came down a little bit and have pretty much stabilized right now, where the Mickey Mouse, the card only, is selling for about 200 to 250, depending on the buy it now and if you're factoring in shipping and stuff. If you're selling the Mickey Mouse promo card with the pins that it came with, that's selling for about 275 to 325.
So can we speculate a little bit? Like, is this a buy right at this point? We're a week after launch. Is this a buy? Is this a hold? Or is this a sell?
I am going to say this might be, for me, a wait and see.
Yes.
Which isn't really a great answer. It's kind of non-committal. Actually, it is non-committal, but the reason that I say that is the sets of 6 cards, where there's 900 of these in total, have pretty much stabilized around $1,900 to $2,200. So they're roughly about $300 to $400 per card. There was a lot being sold for less than that, the 300, 400, 500, 600. Like I said in the previous video, I'm sure most of those people got an email from eBay saying your order's been canceled, and then those people are just not relisting, or they're relisting it somewhere else. But there's a good amount of them that are consistently at this point falling in that like $1,900 to $2,200 range.
It's a lot of money.
Just yeah, it's a lot of money to put down for that. I mean, and it's a high risk, high reward thing. There's 900 of them. And if the game does take off, like Disney wants this to be a competitor to Magic and Pokemon, if it truly lives out that creed and becomes a true competitor to Magic and Pokemon, this is easily a 5-figure product based on just how few of them there are in the marketplace. If this does not take off, or it gets 2 sets and done, this is a $400 to $500 novelty item, primarily targeted to either people who are into dead CCGs because the game died, or Disney collectors who just collect everything Disney.
Which I think, due to the small print run, 900, right? There's enough of those people to catch it, right? There's enough of a safety net where it truly won't go down to $10. And so I think I'm on board with you that right now there seems to be a lot of noise in the sales data and kind of general noise about where this product is going, that I'm also on the wait, but I'm very intrigued. And if I could pick these up for a deal, then I would, be interested.
Yeah, but if I could pick it up for, if it was maybe like 12 to 1,500, I'd probably buy. At $2,000, I'm probably gonna hold off, because the other thing is this game doesn't come out for a full year, which has a benefit to this and a negative. The negative is that it doesn't come out for a year, and unless Disney really pumps out consistent content, this game is going to get forgotten about until
a year is a really long hype cycle. It's possible to get excited for something that's 6 months away or 3, but a year is just too long.
Yeah, this feels like this should have been released at next year's D23 Expo in September for like a Christmas launch date.
Or something like that. Yeah.
So this might just be a pick this up in January when you're at your lowest point, where you're the farthest away from when this released, and you're also the farthest, or I guess halfway point to when it's launching from now. January, February, this might be a good pickup. There also just could be no supply of this in the market at that time.
It'd just be buy it nows. I do think that you're going to see a dip though in January, right? When you're the hype of all of this, all the Christmas money has been spent, and it's just a cold day in February, and someone's like, "Why do I have these 6 cards? This game's not even
I need
released."
to pay my Christmas bills. I'm
Right.
selling this for, post it up for 1,500 and let somebody snipe it
Yeah.
real quick. So I think I'm probably on a hold on this one. Hold off and see what ends up happening.
Okay.
Which
I like that.
could end up biting me, right? The $5,000 guy might be a bargain.
Yeah, or you're not the last guy to hold the bag. So this
Sure.
has been a great update, Andy. We're gonna keep folks kind of updated as new cards are released, as maybe mechanics, and maybe we'll talk about mechanics when they come out. Try to make a little bit of a semi-regular thing, but we're definitely not becoming a Lorcana channel. That's definitely for sure. But thank you for the update here, Andy.
Great.
I'm looking
Thank
forward
you.
to kind of figuring out where this thing goes, and let's talk in January for
All
sure.
right.
Let's see if we
Sounds
can
good.
snag some $1,200 sets.
We'll see.
All right, I'll see you, man.
Thanks.